You've heard it. I've heard it. We've all heard it. As a matter of fact, some of us have been there. We've done that. We have been in the crunch. What crunch, Phil? Between a rock and a hard place. You know, when we get between a rock and a hard place, it's hard. It just is hard. And sometimes we feel wedged so much so that we can't get out. And we need something on one side or the other to move, to get out of the way, to release us. I love it because Jesus is a releaser. You know, when he came into the synagogue in Luke chapter 4 and began reading out of Isaiah's writings, he said, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, for he has anointed me to preach the gospel or good news to the poor." Well, only good news that the poor can that makes sense is that provision. Good news to the poor, that God is a provider. He sees ahead. He goes on to talk about that he would open the eyes of the blind. He would turn over the tables for the oppressed. He would release the prison doors and bars for people who are bound. And then the last thing he said, "I came to preach the acceptable year of the Lord." Now, what that meant was it's called the year of Jubilee in Jewish lore. And it meant that is the year that everybody got their mortgages wiped, their debts wiped, everything wiped, and everybody started new. Every 50 years, everybody started new. And that's what it means to let go out of a rock and a hard place. And even though we're studying the Old Testament right now, we know that this is a truth that holds true in the New Testament. Our psalm today says this: "My soul faints for your salvation." The word salvation there is a Hebrew word that means rescue. My soul faints. My mind, my will, and my emotions, they want to give up. They just want you to come into the situation, God. But I'm hard. I'm between a rock and a hard place, but I hope in your word. I have an expectation for rescue from your word. And then he goes, "And then my eyes fail for searching your word." You know, I'm looking for something else. I've got one promise, but I need two. I've got two promises, but I need four. I've got four promises, but I need 8. And I ask this question: when will you comfort me? The word comfort means to make up the gap. So today I want your prayer to be this: God, I need your salvation. I want your rescue. I'm going to hope in your word. I'm going to have an expectation for something better. I'm going to expect something good. I'm going to expect you to show up in my life. I'm Phil Underwood, and this is Shift 26.